Kristen Serbia, and I'm a senior.
Michael Piermato, senior.
My name is Miss Fumarolo. I am a teaching assistant here in the library.
My name is Nikki Nassar. I'm a senior in high school.
I'm Mike Hamrick, and I'm a junior.
This is Anderson, and I'm an English teacher at Conant High School.
My name is Luke, and I am a freshman.
My name is Amber, and I am a senior.
My name is Paul. I look gross today, and I'm a sophomore.
Rupal, freshman.
Individual is based more on their morals, like how you were raised and your background and all that. Like, for me, my right and wrong will not be the same for Becky. Like,
Sorry.
like,
Editing that out.
I could see things as wrong based on my religion or the way my mom brought me up. Someone else or the rest of society could see it completely different because they weren't raised the same way I was.
An individual opinion of what's right and wrong is a matter of personal preference, whereas as a society it's kind of like what the majority of people feel and what the rest of like society's factors go into that. Say like, oh, people don't like gay marriage, that's probably because it's depicted negatively in the media or whatever. Like whatever the case may be, there's a bunch of different factors when it comes to society, and even personally it comes to other factors, but it's just a difference of like what the majority feels and what you feel. There's a difference.
Well, and to me, an individual's perspective is based on individual experiences, like who your family is, who your friends are, where you grow up. So no two people have the same experiences, so that shapes the individual perspective. The society perspective is there are collective experiences, like you can talk to people who didn't go to the same high school as you, but you'll see, there is this thing of a typical high school experience. So there's collective things like that, but I think when you talk about society's opinion of what's right and wrong, it's less thinking about what is good for me and more of like a group mentality, what is good for all of us.
Well, in my opinion, I would have to say that the average person has a very blurred vision of what's good and what's bad. So their opinions are also going to be blurred. When you think of something really good, you think of doing good in the world, doing good for people. When you think of something bad, you think of something negatively affecting everybody all at once. So that kind of ties into society as well, in my opinion. You never really have an individual perspective. That's what I think.
I guess a society's perspective of right and wrong would be what you think it is, and individuals would be like, since people are more selfish these days, I guess it would be like, what's better for number one? You gotta look out for number one, while society would be like, help the homeless or something like that.
A society's perspective may usually be a little broader, possibly a little more rigid in the fact that it has to be able to accommodate a lot of people instead of just individually, whereas an individual's view of right and wrong could be different.
I believe that there's like a lot of perspectives in a society. What I said.
Yeah. But each society is made up of individuals, too. So you
They have
to
their
remember
own
that.
opinions, and that's okay.
I think it's okay for, like you said, and there's a bunch of individuals that make up a society, and I think that's okay because everyone is it. Like, to have your own beliefs, I think is really, really important.
And not everybody thinks the same way.
Exactly.
I agree with that statement.
So, do we agree as a society that it's okay?
Well, it also depends on right and wrong. Like if you murder someone, obviously that's wrong across the whole board.
Right, but unless someone has like,
Because you're taking somebody's life, that is a bad thing.
But if
We
your
should
religion requires to kill a person,
In what religion
are we talking
is
about modern day society?
Yes.
Yes, we're talking about our society nowadays.
I think unless someone has like a really, really good reason to kill someone, that's okay. But at the same time, murdering someone isn't okay. And when you use that as an example for like right and wrong versus society, there's so many different ways that can go.
exactly, it's the same with a lot of different things. That's just
Right.
one example. There's a plethora of examples that you can give to a person. It's just murder is the most extreme.
I think you're leaving out rape, drugs, sex, and alcohol, but yeah.
But that's the law.
And who makes the law?
The government makes the
The
law
government
according
and
to
half of the
society.
stuff
So
that
that's stuff we
the
have to
government
follow.
has that like with
Control.
laws and stuff. Some of them I don't like agree with. I'd say so.
Like what?
But you have to follow them, you have no choice.
I know, but
I think
if
you have
we
choice.
had
I mean,
if we had a choice, then
I think we all have choices because there are so many people that don't buckle their
Plus you wanna go
seatbelts
to
in the
jail.
car. Who cares? I mean, okay, like not who cares, but there's so many people that don't buckle up in the car,
I know.
or this kind of just went off track. But when you say like right and wrong versus society, like, do you guys think? Okay, like here's an example. Do you guys think committing suicide is ever okay?
No.
Well, it's
And
not.
it's illegal too.
Well, you can't really prevent it. I mean, there's certain hotlines that you can call, but in the other yeah, I said hotline. But there's a whole bunch of factors that lead up to it too. So you can't really prevent it that much if someone really, really, really wants to take their own life.
so basically both of you are opposed to suicide.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah.
Would you kill yourself?
I like my life. I actually like living on this earth rather than.
That's just the countdown of something.
Yeah.
Savage.
I disagree. I mean, I think
So as a group, what's your answer to the first question?
I think there's, basically we answered it the first time, I think we think that there are an infinite amount of perspectives, and when you say something is right or wrong versus society, there's so many different beliefs that you don't really know. And that's our answer.
So do you guys all agree on that?
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
We all-
Okay.
I agree.
I would rebel against it depending on what it was that society wanted me to do based on my morals and background and all that. So I would rebel against it 'cause, yeah.
That's communism, right? Right?
It's your
I mean-
opinion, it's your opinion.
I mean, yeah, you might want to feel the need to rebel, but if there's enough people telling you to do one thing, I mean, you do it, right? You guys read 12 Angry Men?
No.
Not yet.
Well, when you do, you will learn that the opinions of others matter when it comes to your personal opinion. And so if someone wants you to vote Republican or vote something else or do something crazy, not vote Republican, but do something, the more people that want you to do something or want you to conform, the easier it is to do, even though it goes against your personal beliefs.
So
It depends on the issue. Like if it was something like everyone must wear blue t-shirts, I would probably conform because I'm not going to lose sleep at night about it. But if it was a bigger issue that I felt very strongly about, maybe I wouldn't rebel right away, but in time I probably would have to say something.
to an extent, I would have to conform. To an extent, I would rebel. This isn't your interview. Thank you. I wouldn't rebel completely, because in complete rebellion, you also lose complete self-control. So to an extent, I would conform, because there are certain rules that have to be followed, in my opinion. That's why we have a government, to regulate everybody's opinions. I feel as though there is a social order everybody must function in, and there's a reason why it's there. It's not there to look at and say, I'm going to go do the opposite. It's not. Everybody's social mixing with the rules mixing is what we're doing right now. So I would definitely rebel to an extent, and I would conform to an extent.
I guess most people would conform to what it wanted, but secretly they think differently. But I guess there'd be those select few that would rebel. I guess it's kind of hard to tell because it's not really that situation. But I'm going to be honest, I probably would conform.
I would probably do a little bit of both. Conforming I would probably do some conforming simply because being the firstborn, you're taught that you follow rules. And so you tend to follow the rules, so I would do that. But if it was something that I really didn't believe in, I would probably try to find a way to change the rules instead of breaking the rules.
I don't have anything against gay people. I'm friends with gay people. My cousin is a gay person. And I really don't support it because my religious background, not that we don't like gay people, it's just in the Bible we don't support it. We don't like it too much, but I still have family and friends that are in it that are gay. And if they were to get married, I don't know if I would be like, sure, I'll help you with that, because, I don't know, a man belongs to a woman, in my opinion, but, yeah.
I personally have no problem with it because I have plenty of friends who are gay. They say it's not a choice, it's just the way they are, and I have if that's who they love, then I think they should be able to marry whomever they want.
My opinion on gay marriage is that it's completely okay to do. However, I don't understand why people have to make it such a huge deal that, oh my goodness, gay marriage, it is horrendous. No, it is a union. Maybe not necessarily the government textbook definition of a civil union, but it is a union of two hearts nonetheless. And in my opinion, a heart is a heart, no matter whose body it's in. It could be a choice, it could be something that you can't control, but whichever way you'd like to slice it, it's still a pumpkin.
But it was a heart.
It's a pumpkin now.
I think it's fine. I mean, if they want to get married and be miserable like the rest of us, why not let them? I don't see a problem with it. I mean, I guess it's not allowed because there's still traces of the Bible in the government, and I don't really think that should be what it is. I'm not saying the Bible's wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, if we want to be a free country, we have to, like, get rid of those traces of the Bible from the government.
I really don't care about what society thinks about that. That's their issues. This is mine.
My own experiences. Easy question.
Depends on who you're talking to in society. I think that for the most part they'd be in line with people who are raised in this area, because I was raised in this area. I went to this high school many moons ago. But if you go to maybe a different part of a society, it would be different. So more individual, I'd say.
It's technically, in my opinion, what I say is my opinion. It's what I feel should be said. It's what I feel should be heard by somebody who's willing to listen. And in a sense, it is something that I would want society to know about me, that I don't discriminate. I'm straight, but I don't hate, you know? It's not necessarily something I would say everyone else has influenced into me, but I would say it's something that I have grown up with. Not in my own household, but amongst my friends, amongst my surroundings and my surroundings. Okay. It's definitely something that's blossomed within me, and I would have to say that it's a little bit of both.
I think it's kind of a mixture of both, because I guess I kind of have a passion for this kind of thing. Like, I always think about it a lot. I don't know if other people do, but I think about it a lot. So I guess it's kind of a way for me to vent, kind of. But then, you know, I kind of don't want to, like, share to the world my personal views of things, so I kind of held back a little bit too, so. Yeah.
I think I'm going to take a pass on this, but I think the bottom line is we're all individuals, but we're part of society. And we have to recognize the overall good, what's good for everybody, and we all have individual likes and dislikes, but we have to think of what's good for other people and for our society at large.
Thank you.
Overall, people in a society have to think of, put sometimes their personal views aside and think about what's good for other people. And then we become more of a selfless society, and we stay away from being a selfish society. And it's like Scout and To Kill a Mockingbird, where you need to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And she stands on Boo Radley's front porch and realizes the idea and the premise of looking at things through another person's eyes. And I think We do that in our society, and that's one of the things that makes our society so successful and moving forward, and I think we're very proactive in a lot of things. So we need to think about other people, because as I said, you can have strong ideas, but how does it help other people? Thank you.
Thank you.
So.
Yes? Mr. C, if you're listening. What I do, in fact, more so than Mr. Canapano's class, children, if you're listening to this, he's a bad man. Don't trust him. If he offers to give you extra credit, it's for washing his car and cleaning his house. Just don't trust him. He had a dark time.
How you doing, Mr. Catapano? Come to the library, bring your classes. I think these girls have done a very good job disclaiming me with all of these questions and taken this issue very seriously. So if you wanted to give them an outstanding score, I think that would be a smart move.
Mr. Catapano, I really appreciate TID being your student at some point, despite the fact that I did not quite successfully pass your class as I would have hoped. I do enjoy the fact that you're a teacher here at Kona High School, and I had the privilege of being one of your students at some point. And I think that Becky and her partner did a phenomenal job here with this interview and these questions, and I'm not saying anything, but they didn't slip me any 20s or anything like that. I'm just, you know...
Shh, you're not supposed to tell me.
Tell them that you didn't give me anything. Shh.
Sorry I always asked for passes in study hall. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
How does he know who you're truly sorry?
Can't you see it in my eyes? Look at how sorry these eyes are. Sorrow is dripping from these eyes right now. You can see it. You can see it.
Can you see it?
In one eye, you can see half the sorrow, and in the other, you can see the other half. Pure sorrow.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Thank you. And do you have anything to say about the wonderful drawing that Mr. Catapano just drew today?
Not really. I have nothing to say about that. It's pretty much it. It's about what I could do. That's about it. Yeah.
Are you jealous? Are you jealous?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
I don't. That's all I can say.
Could you tell Mr. Catapano to give his name?
What?
Could you tell him to give his name?
Yeah, right.
Oh, right. She approves!
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Catapano.
Hi. And give them an A.
Thanks, Hey, Mr. C, I just wanted to say thank you for letting me do this project. It was really fun and I really enjoyed doing it, and I hope I can do more of these later on in the year. Also, I would like to give thanks to Becky Toole because she did help me get this organized when I just decided last period, during 8th period, to just start doing this project, like right after school. And it was successful because as soon as I made my last interview, my camera died. So, thank God. So I just wanted to say I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, and I hope you enjoyed seeing your old students and your coworkers say these great things about you. Well, anyways, bye!